What is up, you horror nerds? It is me, your host, once again, Jeremiah Duncan. Welcome back to the channel. Today's review, I've got an interesting story for you with this review. So, let's talk about it, though. The 2002 TV movie, A Haunting in Georgia. So, this runs for an hour and 34 minutes. Now, before I read the back and talk to you about this is one of my biggest faults, is that whenever I go to flea markets or I go to the dollar store or I go to used book and movie stores and I see things and I'm like, oh, this is only $1. I'm going to check this out. I typically buy things like this and sight unseen. A lot of times, even though in my reviews I read the back every single time, I don't read the back a lot of times. I just look at the cover and say, cool. And this is from the producers of The New Detective, the FBI Files, as seen on the Discovery Channel. A haunting in Georgia based on true events. A lonely child, an imaginary friend, a chilling secret that brought them together. To me, I'm sold. I love paranormal. I love those things. This is a documentary with reenactments. It's not even a real movie, which when I put it on, I was like, what the heck? But I watched it because that's why I bought it. So I'm going to watch it. We're going to talk about it. Here's what it's about in case you haven't heard of this. Based on true events, A Haunting in Georgia is the chilling story of a 4-year-old Heidi and her imaginary friends, Mr. Gordy and Con. As Heidi reveals mysterious details about the two, her parents become concerned. Could her playmates be more than make-believe? When the rest of the family begins experiencing terrifying phenomena, waking with deep gashes on their bodies, it seems there's little more that they can do than stop the escalating nightmare. So this is a documentary about a haunting, obviously, in Georgia with a family, and they're interviewing the family, and there's reenactments of it. And I love that stuff. I love that people get to tell their stories about paranormal events and things like that, because I am a believer in those things, and I do think they're legit. Again, I didn't know that it was a documentary when I bought it, and I was a little bummed out, but honestly, I was excited because when I put it in, I was like, oh, well, this is cool because I watch that stuff. This story actually inspired A Haunting in Conneticut 2, which is funny because they moved up the coast a little bit for the story, but this thing is very dated. Now, it says it came out in 2002, but it looks like a 90s unsolved mysteries vibe to it. Like the people got the big hair, it just seems the early 90s, and like the way that the cinematography is with like the glassiness and just like it's almost foggy, like they didn't clean the lens off. I don't know. The reenactments are pretty bad, though. I will say that. It's not good acting. And, I mean, you never really expect them in the reenactments because they're not going to dump money into an actor or actress that's cost a lot for a reenactment of a haunting film. But it was an okay watch. The story was okay. For me, there was frustrating parts throughout this because they have this expert paranormal guy come in, parapsychologist or whatever the hell he is, and he constantly just keeps discrediting the family's events, even though he's supposed to be the expert. He basically tells them it's not real. He basically tells them that it's just because of the electromagnetic field. But how the hell are they getting scratches on them if there's an electromagnetic field? I don't know. They had multiple psychics come in, tell them it was legit, without even knowing anything about their story, and tell them exactly about what's going on. The little girl confirms who she's seeing through old pictures. I mean, it's a legit haunting. But then at the end, I mean, it's like they just basically decided to turn to their faith, which is fine. I agree with that. They turn to their faith, and then they just say, well, we just discredit it all and just ignore all the stuff going on. I don't know, man. It was not a good movie. Not even a good documentary. Save your money. I mean, unless you collect paranormal documentation, documentaries and those type of things, then throw it on the shelf. But only if you get it for like $1. I'm going to give it a 3 out of 10. Probably not worth the watch. If you've seen it, comment below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Hit me up with some more documentary stuff because I do love this stuff. I'd like to check them out. Maybe do some more reviews on them. Stick around. I got more coming to you. Appreciate it.